Yellow Jacob. And today, let's go ahead and kind of go over the Week 6 Minnesota Vikings matchup. So without further ado, let's get into it. So yeah, the Minnesota Vikings will be traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins. And, well, I hate to say this matchup got easier, but let's just say there's going to be a lot of big pieces that are going to be sidelined. And, well, obviously, first and foremost, the biggest one being Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah, I don't think I really need to go too much more into that here. But, honestly, I just hope the best for him because, I mean, the amount of stuff he's been through just this year alone is crazy. I mean, I've heard rumors that these injuries and stuff like that could potentially be career-threatening, which sucks because, I mean, honestly, this year, Miami was one of my dark horse picks in the entire NFL. I mean, let's be honest here. Miami has some studs. I mean, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert. I mean, they have, three solid guys right there that can carry the bulk of the offense, and not to mention Mike Gesicki, who is one of the more underrated tight ends in the entire league as well. And, well, let's just say the AFC East has been a very interesting division overall so far. I mean, the Patriots are looking like potentially the worst team in the division. The Jets have slowly but surely found their stride. The Bills are basically walking away with the division at this point. And Miami has held serve. But, like I say, all the injuries and stuff like that might finally be catching up with them. So, yeah, I mean, again, it'll be interesting to see. But, just kind of coming back to this matchup here, the Vikings are at 4-1, and again, even though they're not going to be going up against Tua, and they're probably not going to be going up against Teddy, which honestly would have been an interesting matchup to see, Teddy versus his former team, but, Skylar Thompson, come on down, we'll see what you can do here, but the Vikings in the past have had a history of making backup/third-string quarterbacks basically look like, Joe Montana, John Elway, and, like, Steve Young. So, who knows? I mean, it'll be interesting to see here, but yeah, I mean, again, it'll just be kind of interesting to see here and all that stuff, but Miami, again, is no slouch here. They're very, very, very talented, even with all the injuries that they've been dealing with. So, it'll be interesting to see here because we do travel to Miami, and then right after that is our bye week. So, I mean, we could potentially be going into the bye week either 4-2 or 5-1. Which, I mean, considering how I thought this season was going to start off, I'll definitely take. I mean, 5-1 is 5-1. 4-2 is 4-2. I mean, regardless, the Vikings are turning into arguably, the favorites in the NFC North at this point in time. Granted, it's only, like October 12th, and we know that there's still a lot of season to go. All it takes is one or two injuries here or one or two plays there, and we're talking about a completely different season. So, yeah, I mean, again, it'll just be interesting to see here because the Miami Dolphins have a lot of key injuries, but they still have a lot of great talent that can challenge anybody. So, again, we'll wait and see here because they still have enough talent, as I just said, but with all the stuff that's been going on there in Miami this year, who knows? I mean, this game has definitely gotten a lot easier on paper than it would have been 2-3 weeks ago, if not even a month ago. But again, as a Vikings fan, I know never to take a game lightly at all. I mean, literally, we're coming off of 3 straight 7-point or less victories. And arguably 2 of those victories we probably should have won by more. But again, though, the fact that we're 4-1 and this team is basically learning an all-new identity is great to see. Kirk Cousins is looking, honestly, pretty good. But again, though, like I say, this style of offense is more predicated on bigger plays, predicated on more chances. So, again, I mean, we'll just wait and see here. Because I like what I'm seeing with this team so far. The defense is still kind of not where I want it to be at this point. But I guess at the end of the day, even though, like I said before, it is a new defense, we're still 4-1 at the end of the day. They have made enough plays to, well, win, basically. I mean, is it a little more, cutthroat than I would have liked, or a little more open-ended than I would have liked? Yes, very much so. But again, it is what it is. I mean, after this game, we go into the bye week, and we'll just kind of wait and see from there. Because after that, I mean, we have a decently favorable schedule. With, like 5 out of our next 7 or 5 out of our next 8 games at home. Against some teams that are right now not looking too good. So, again, like I say, we'll just wait and see here. Because this game is definitely a lot more, easy on paper than it was 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. But you still can't take anything lightly here because, well, the Dolphins still have arguably 2 of the best receivers in the league that are speedsters. And, well, we all know the Vikings secondary has not necessarily been the greatest at stopping speedsters. So, yeah, I mean, that'll basically kind of conclude this, just more of a overall general thoughts and opinions at this point, just because, well, again, I mean, overall, I'm very, very happy with where we're at. We just have to keep improving here. Keep improving. And who knows? I mean, the ceiling is there, the season is ours. I mean, who knows? This season hasn't necessarily been what you consider a normal season. So, and I love that, Anytime you can have a little controversy, have a little, just the overall craziness is awesome. So, but yeah, like I say, the Vikings are finding ways to win these games that we normally would have lost in years past. So, but if we can get this one against Miami, even as battered and as bruised as they are, it'll still be a very, very impressive win. And then we get to go into the bye week, let people rest up, get healthier again, and then we'll go from there, basically. So, yeah, that'll basically wrap up this video. So, until we meet again, this is Jacob. Have a good one.